The other little-known fact is that everyone at our camp is 5 feet tall and has curly hair. So I have never been someone who shies away from confrontation. When I see something that's wrong or unjust, I say something. So when I was 6 years old, my family made the time-honored pilgrimage of many a Marylander. We went to Bethany Beach. And as I was, playing in the sand and minding my own business, I noticed a commotion down the beach, and I saw a circle of boys sort of shouting and something. And so I moved closer to inspect the situation, and to my dismay, I saw that they were taunting a sand crab, picking it up by its leg, flinging it back on the ground, flipping it over with a stick. And I was horrified, and I rushed back to my parents, and I said, Mommy, do something, they're hurting the crab! And my mom looked at me, and she looked at the clump of adults about 40 yards down the beach, and then she looked back at me in my tear-stained face, and she said, Sweetheart, I don't know those boys, and I'm busy. Why don't you do something about it? So I went to my dad, and I got the same response. Honey, if you care so much about the crab, you should do something about it. So I picked up my bucket and my shovel, and I marched down the beach to the circle of boys, and I slipped in between two of the larger boys, and I jumped down, and I swooped up the crab, and I put it in my bucket. Hey, what's she doing? Momentarily stunning the boys before they could take any action. By the way, these were not just boys, they were big boys. I marched back to the safety of my parents' encampment. I was thrilled with myself. My mother looked puzzled but relieved. She helped me to fill the bucket with sand and water. And I felt really good. I felt empowered. I had, identified a problem and taken action. So by 6th grade, I had become a superwoman powerhouse, protector of the unprotected, and fighter of injustice everywhere. No aggression would stand without me taking a stand. It might have been an ill-advised stand, but it was a bold stand nonetheless. My 6th grade bus route stopped by a government-subsidized housing community called Scotland that provided 100% of the African-American kids in my school. My stop was the first stop. So when we got on the bus in the mornings, it was me and a bunch of neighborhood kids. We'd all get on, sit in the front of the bus, 2 to a seat. The Scotland kids had each claimed their own seat on the bus. Many of them had an entire seat to themselves. This, I thought, is totally unfair. I presented my case to the other kids at the bus stop. Why should we always have to sit at the front of the bus? We should be able to sit wherever we want to sit. And how come they always get a seat to themselves and we have to sit squished together? This tyranny is unacceptable. Somehow, I managed to convince 2 other kids to join my rebellion against school bus oppression. And that morning when we got on the bus, we sat in the back of the bus. The clamor that the kids made from Scotland when they got on the bus was amazing. Oh my God, she did not! Get the hell out of my seat! Names were called, people pulled at my sleeves and backpacks. Somebody sat on me? Y'all better sit down right now before I get back there and make you sit down. The bus driver's eyes flashed in the rearview mirror. A temporary and uneasy ceasefire descended. When we got to school, the commotion spilled out of the bus and onto the sidewalk. A boy named Ralph, who had a gorgeous smile and a biting wit, took the lead. Who the hell do you think you are, you white bitch? Why does it matter that I'm white? And then, now she gonna call you a nigga? No, I'm not. Because this is not about race, and I don't use words like that. I was winning them over. I could tell they were impressed with the way I was handling the situation. This was my point to drive my point home. I was going to pave the way for any girl to sit wherever she wanted on the school bus. You know, this isn't the 60s. Black people don't have to sit on the back of the bus. I really said that. What the fuck is she talking about? This ain't the 60s. I had totally lost them. Oh yeah. The crowd dispersed, and the next morning, I sat on the front of the bus. So fast forward through middle school and high school, and I get to college, and that's where I found the activist community. My new friends and I, we cared about injustice, and we did something about it. We fought the good fight, and we fucked the man. That's right. We fought against racism, homophobia, sexism, oppression, just general oppression, you know? We fought against, we fought for, actually, migrant workers in South Carolina, cows and chickens in North Carolina, and sweatshops in Latin America. And, we fought the good fight. We were militant anti-fascists. We held revolutionary potlucks, and we made large puppets. And then one day, I found myself in the Gap with two of my comrades, slipping pieces of paper into jeans that said, "This article of clothing was made by a child in a sweatshop." And at the same time, I was looking at this cute white peasant blouse and thinking, that is really cute. And no matter how many rallies I went to, and how many revolutionary t-shirts I silk-screened, the war with Iraq happened, and it's still happening. But I kept fighting. And what I learned is that most fights worth fighting are not as easy as just swooping in and picking up the crab. And sometimes when a fight is worth fighting, you don't win it. And sometimes you really need to learn how to pick your battles. I still stand up to injustice, big and small, because I am a fighter.